Stylometrists, of course, try to analyze authorial style, but they've been branching out and trying to determine other things through stylistic measures, genre, time period, and of course, author. But they've also been trying to do gender analyses. There's a lot wrong with that. So the temptation is to say that stylometric algorithms are very good at detecting gender. They're only good because the gender categories deployed in the analysis are a binary, male and female. You only have to be better than 50% to be good in that case. If there were multiple categories, then we might see that it's not so good. Feminists from the 80s first posed the argument that sex and gender are separate. They're not connected. You can, of course, be a masculine woman, you can be a feminine man, we all know that, we all live that reality. And this binary collapses those two things, right? It presumes that if you have a female body, you are feminine. Beyond that, there's been work after the 80s which says, well, you know, sex itself, you can't presume it to be a biological category. For one thing, there are many physical anomalies that people have never taken into account. But for another thing, there's transsexuals, there's all kinds of things. And more, sexualities are defined by gender performances. So to imagine this category as binary, even when you're doing stylistic analysis, is a great impoverishment of the kind of work that can be done. And what I'm interested in is trying to open up how that work proceeds. When Mary Wollstonecraft first wrote The Vindications of the Rights of Men, she wrote it anonymously. She was participating in a boys' conversation. There was a great pamphlet war that was about the French Revolution in England. All these men were participating. Her pamphlet got out there and was one of the first and was one of the most important. She wrote it anonymously. She used all kinds of standard diction of the time. So when she was attacking Burke, she called him effeminate, right? And it's very Latinate in style, very Johnsonian, because she's writing an essay and she's got to prove her authority. You run a stylometry on that, it's going to come up as a male writer. So if you've got that binary, that's what's going to happen. So how about we expand the binary? A woman writing anonymously as a man, a woman writing as a man who's feminized. We can imagine all kinds of permutations of that binary category that will return much more interesting results and will show, I think, ultimately that genre and gender, which a lot of early feminists worked on, have a connection, that gender performance and genre performance are connected in various ways. And so the intellectual possibilities are limited, and I want to expand them by taking a feminist perspective.